Hi, Janice.
How are you, Anthony?
I'm great. Let's talk about 5 genius tactics real estate agents use when they buy their own houses. I mean, this is great because you always want to know how the professionals would serve themselves, right?
Absolutely. Like I laughed when I read this because I thought, when you go to get your hair done, I want to know who does my hairdresser's hair. The source, where are they doing it? So it was interesting to get this information directly from the real estate agents.
This one comes from Realtor.com and is written by Kathy Erickson. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Realtor.com. Why don't you take us away, Janice?
Okay, so 5 genius tactics real estate agents use when they buy their own homes. So how do the real estate agents do it? The author says that most are perfectly happy to share their information, their insider tips. So number one I was first in line. So they spoke to a real estate agent out of Chicago that saw a really great condo listing pop up on the MLS, and he knew it wasn't going to last. So he went to see the condo mere hours after it was listed and offered right away. He didn't offer a full asking price because he came in with such a strong offer so quickly. The sellers felt pretty confident, accepted it. Bam, got the condo. So the lesson learned: when your agent calls you to tell you there's a new hot listing, drop everything, go see it.
It feels like this is kind of an edge for brokers or realtors because it's their job to be on MLS all the time anyway. I mean, I think most normal people, or non-brokers, will not be logging on to MLS all the time or whatever the listing service is available. So it seems to be an advantage for somebody who kind of is logged in all the time anyway.
Absolutely. And you're right about that. But I remember when I was house hunting, there wasn't much in the area we had to get. Mm-hmm. So I personally was checking for listings. And if I saw something that, it said like pre-listing, I'd call my agent and say, what do you think? And they'd say, no, hold on, it's not listed yet. Huh. But some people are checking, but you're right. The real estate, they sit there all day and look at MLS. So, but definitely if they call you and say, check it out, you probably should check it out, depending on the market time too. But number 2, completely the opposite of number 1, was I took my sweet time. So not all agents rush to new listings. This is putting in an offer on a just listed, perfectly updated home will never get you the deal, says a real estate agent out of, I believe, Massachusetts, saying that her focus has been on homes that are on the market more than 21 days. So that allowed her to purchase a home for $120,000 below asking price. What do you think of that?
So this feels like a sort of a deal hunting way of going about things as opposed to snatching up. I feel like the first example was how to make sure you get your dream home. And the second example is how do you make sure you get your dream price, right?
Right. There seem like 2 different things. But then I believe we've talked about this in previous podcasts of why has the house been listed for so long? Yep. And why is it going for $120,000 less? So I think that's one that, dive into a little bit. But I guess, two schools of thought.
To me, that's a sign that it was listed, its original listing price was too high, period, and you have to wait for the buyer to feel reality or the seller to feel the reality of it.
So I guess there's that fine line there between do you jump on it or do you take your time? But your real estate agent's going to know how the house is priced in the market, if it's on point or if it's just too high. Mm-hmm. And I believe you talked about that in your book too, about like the listing price and the right time to talk to somebody, put in an offer.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me. My book, How to Buy Your Perfect First Home, covers this and other important topics for home buyers, available on Amazon.
And number 3, which I know that you talked about this in the seasons, is I house hunt in the fall and winter. So houses just look better in the summer. That's it. It's nice sunlight, fresh flowers. But an agent in Brooklyn, New York, says that she purchases looks in the fall and the winter. So she was able to nab a great deal on her own home because she made the offer during Thanksgiving weekend when the open houses were just deserted. So we've talked about that. Sometimes over the holidays, you have not a lot of people going because, it's Thanksgiving weekend. They're Black Friday shopping.
Hey, Janice, what's the temperature where you're at right now?
Cold. It's 32, I believe.
What? Okay, so New York is colder. It's 20 over here.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I mean, can you imagine schlepping from open house to open house in this weather?
I don't even like getting out to go to the grocery store and then pull into the garage right now because it's so cold. But house hunting right now doesn't sound like an option.
Yeah, I think that just pure discomfort of it sort of slows down the market or the, what do you call it, the population of buyers, and that can give
Absolutely.
give you an edge if you're willing to get out there.
Absolutely. No, I agree. If you want to bundle up and do it, more power to you. It's impressive. So number 4, a gentleman out of California said he delivered his offer in person. I have a couple questions for you about this. We've talked before, you have talked in your book about a love letter with the offer. Like, hey, this is how much I love the house. This is why we want to move there. You know, my family's a new family. We're starting out just like you might have, and we want to be that forever home. But he said that he, instead of emailing it, he went and talked to them in person. I don't know if that is like, if, you know, me as a layperson could actually do that, because of course you're going through a realtor. It's almost like a lawyer. You have to talk to the lawyer first before you can talk to the. So what do you think about that? I mean, it's pretty cool. It worked for him because it was harder to do the bargaining when they were standing in front of you. But what do you think?
It can work. So I think I told you that story of my friend who went to open houses and brought his adorable son with him, like 2-year-old son with him. And gosh, I'm pretty sure that helped close the deal for him. His kid is so cute. And, you know, the seller fell in love with the idea of another growing family moving into their house, you know, that sort of thing. But it can also cut the other way. And I think you seem to be a little bit more worried about, you know, the negotiations and the propriety of it. I'm more worried about just likability. And what I mean by that is it's a great idea if you have great chemistry, if you turn out to have good chemistry and click with the seller. But if for whatever reason, culturally, just personality wise, it's not a good fit, I mean, the more
backfire.
Yeah, the more exactly it could backfire, and the slightly more distanced love letter might have worked out better for you, you know.
Than bringing the not cute 2-year-old who's having a temper tantrum, a dirty diaper. That might not be as great as your friend's very cute, lovable 2-year-old. So I guess I could see it both ways.
Yeah, sure.
And then last, number 5, I followed up with a stubborn seller until he caved. So this real estate agent out of Florida, speaking of warm weather, he scored a deal on a property by spreading his net wide. So basically, the real estate agent submitted below list price offers on many houses that he was, you know, interested. It was almost like a play to win type thing. Most sellers weren't interested, but there were a few who were kind of. And what he did is he followed up with them every month. How's it going? I'm still interested. How's it going? I'm still interested. And then one potential buyer was still paying attention at the end, and that's how he landed the house. So it was kind of like a sit and wait on a low ball offer, hoping that nothing else would come in. And I think that's kind of a gamble. If you're definitely not going to do that for your dream home, your dream price.
That feels like more like an investor strategy than a family strategy. I mean, if you need to worry about when school starts and this and that, I mean, that might not work for folks like you and I, basically.
Yeah, it's like you said. It sounds to me like a gamble.
Yep.
I mean, it works. It probably pays off if you don't, like you said, school starts in, you know, the end of September. No, beginning of September. Anyway, you need to be ready for that. You can't be moving, you know, the first day of school. And there's a lot of factors to just take into consideration when making these type of deals.
But if you're younger and single or an empty nester and you have flexibility, this could be an awesome strategy to get the best possible deal.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So just some interesting different ways that why not? If you can, I guess, fit in these shoes and you can try it. Right. It worked for someone.
Cool. So thanks again to Realtor.com. Thanks to Kathy Erickson. And thank you, Janice. Talk to you next time.
Talk to you soon.
Bye now.